The Marvel What If series is an imaginative collection of comic books that explores alternative scenarios within the Marvel Universe. In this series, iconic events, characters, and storylines are reimagined. Any fans of Marvel's What If series? Season 2 is almost there. We know, we're excited as you guys are. If you're feeling a little impatient, you might want to consider taking a look as we delve into our list of 10 What If stories in the 80s that are considered best. First on our list is, What If Dr. Doom had become a hero? The title of this issue may be somewhat misleading, as Victor Von Doom doesn't exactly transition into a hero, rather, he refrains from becoming a villain and directs his genius towards a singular malevolent entity, Mephisto. In Victor's original origin story, his transformation into Dr. Doom stemmed from the catastrophic failure of his college experiment aimed at reaching Hell to rescue his mother from Mephisto's clutches. Victor held Reed Richards responsible and swore vengeance upon him and his family. However, in this issue, Doom accepts Reed's assistance with the college machine, successfully making it work. He communicates with his mother and pledges to vanquish Mephisto to save her. Moreover, as the machine doesn't explode this time, there's no need for Doom to don his iconic armor, allowing him to preserve his humanity. What if Spider-Man had rescued Gwen Stacy? Every Spider-Man aficionado remembers the tragic moment when Spider-Man couldn't rescue Gwen Stacy from Green Goblin's fatal throw off the George Washington Bridge. What If offers a different outcome, where both Gwen and the Green Goblin are spared, but at the cost of Peter Parker's life. With Gwen's survival, Spider-Man doesn't relentlessly pursue Osborn, allowing Green Goblin to live. However, this poses a new predicament, as Gobby is privy to Spider-Man's secret identity and exposes it to the press. Witnessing Gwen's survival, Peter hastily proposes, and she accepts. Yet, the revelation by Green Goblin leads to the police arriving at Peter's wedding to arrest him, forcing him to flee and assume the life of a fugitive. While Gwen Stacy is rescued, Spider-Man's existence is effectively shattered. What if Captain America had been elected president? In this reimagined scenario, Captain America initially declined the idea of running for president but ultimately decides to run and win. However, even as president, he continues his superhero duties, a vulnerability that the Red Skull exploits to capture him, effectively holding the entire United States hostage. Ultimately, Captain America makes the ultimate sacrifice, giving his life to thwart the Red Skull and rescue the nation he had sworn to protect. What if Phoenix had not died? The lasting impact of Jean Grey/Phoenix's death has haunted longtime X-Men fans, but what unfolds when she survives her encounter with the Shi'ar Empire proves even more tragic. This issue reveals that Jean's telepathic abilities, along with the Phoenix Force, were intentionally suppressed within her mind by Shi'ar scientists. However, the Phoenix's containment was temporary, leading it to consume a distant life-giving star, the very reason the Shi'ar sought her execution. When confronted by Kitty Pryde, Phoenix vaporized her in front of the X-Men, prompting an attack by the team, which she effortlessly repelled. Upon realizing her devastating actions, Jean Grey's unleashed power resulted in the Phoenix obliterating the entire Earth. What if Spider-Man's clone had survived? The roots of the 90s clone saga, a significant part of Spider-Man's modern lore, actually date back decades earlier when the villainous Jackal crafted a clone of Spider-Man to eliminate the original. The original storyline concluded with Spider-Man defeating his clone, returning to his role as the sole Spider-Man. Although the Clone Saga later revealed the survival of the clone, Ben Reilly, this what-if tale anticipated the famous arc with a condensed single-issue narrative. In this comic, the clone, rather than the original Peter Parker, was incapacitated, and the clone Peter, believing himself to be the original, went on to live his life. When he discovered his true identity as the clone, instead of eliminating the original, as Peter did in the canonical storyline, the clone revived Peter. They decided to coexist as brothers and take turns as Spider-Man, a premise reminiscent of the introduction of the Scarlet Spider. What if Wolverine had killed the Hulk? Wolverine's Marvel Comics debut occurred in a Hulk comic, where he was initially hired by the Canadian government to assassinate the Hulk. While they initially joined forces to combat the Wendigo, this story explores an alternate scenario where Wolverine succeeds in killing the Hulk. However, the most intriguing aspect is the aftermath. After Wolverine's triumph, Magneto learns of his involvement and recruits him to infiltrate the X-Men. Wolverine gains acceptance into the X-Men but ultimately turns against Magneto. In a final confrontation, Wolverine lands a fatal blow on Magneto, but the Master of Magnetism uses his last breath to turn Wolverine's own claws against him, forcing Logan to kill himself by stabbing himself in the head. What if the Fantastic Four had not gained their superpowers? In this alternate version, the Fantastic Four exercise caution and delay their spaceflight, launching safely weeks later without encountering any mishaps or gaining superpowers. This decision ushers in a new technological era for the world, yet their adversaries, including Mole Man, remain. Despite lacking superhuman abilities, the Fantastic Four's exceptional teamwork proves their true greatness as they defeat their foes, showcasing that their brilliance transcends the need for superpowers. What if the Beast and the Thing continue to mutate? When the Thing falls victim to MODOK's Virus X, the Fantastic Four struggles to find a quick cure. The virus proceeds to mutate the Thing's cosmic irradiated cells, transforming him into a grotesque, clumpy version of his former self. However, the surprising twist reveals that Virus X actually acts as a healing agent, reverting the Thing to his human form. Unfortunately, Beast faces a bleaker fate. His mutation takes a darker turn, not only altering his physical appearance, but also his mental state. Beast turns on his fellow X-Men, leaving them with no choice but to exile him to the Savage Land, where he will live out his days truly embodying his namesake. What if Conan the Barbarian were stranded in the 20th century? In this early iteration, long before the Savage Avengers comics, Conan the Barbarian finds himself stranded in the modern era but follows a divergent path. Instead of teaming up with contemporary superheroes and anti-heroes, Conan embraces his thieving skills on the streets of New York. Adapting swiftly and mastering the language, he thrives in the urban landscape, akin to his exploits in the Hyborian Age. Conan evolves into a formidable gang leader, founding the Barbarians, who wield significant influence within New York City's criminal underworld, reminiscent of a warrior-style gang. Eventually, his journey crosses paths with the Avengers, particularly Captain America, resulting in clashes of conviction rather than a united front against a greater threat, as seen in Savage Avengers. What if Spider-Man's Uncle Ben had lived? The death of Uncle Ben remains a pivotal and widely recognized moment in comic book history, propelling Peter Parker toward his journey as Spider-Man. However, this what-if issue envisions an alternate scenario where Uncle Ben's life is spared, but Aunt May meets her demise instead. Peter still assumes the role of Spider-Man, and his life follows a similar trajectory until Uncle Ben discovers his superhero identity. In an unexpected twist, Ben strikes a deal with Peter's boss, J. Jonah Jameson, divulging Peter's secret in exchange for financial gain. Spider-Man becomes an exclusive news source for the Daily Bugle, leading to a more equitable distribution of wealth between Peter, Ben, and Jameson. We hope you've enjoyed revisiting these captivating what-if stories. If you have any personal favorites from this era, please share them with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content and stay tuned for our next adventure into the world of comics.